I am crucified with Christ. Nevertheless I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. Galatians 2:20. It's one of my favorite Bible quotes, and one of the most explicitly mystical Bible quotes. And what it's reflecting is an idea which was central in early Christianity, but which has largely been kind of forgotten in the West, but is still actually a part of Eastern Christianity, which has kind of preserved a lot of the more mystical traditions of early Christianity. It's called, kenosis basically means emptying of oneself. And the idea is that, that in order to achieve spiritual transcendence, you got to get out of your way and allow spirits to kind of wash over you and give you the transcendence rather than trying to take it. And so that's why I think that the crucifixion is actually a really powerful archetypal symbol for me. And I think a lot of people have hang-ups about it and kind of misinterpret it. I've heard some people say that it's a symbol of oppression because it means the Roman Empire is able to conquer anyone and even God succumb to them. But then there's others like I think a lot of Catholics see the crucifixion and they're like, I'm guilty, I'm ashamed, I'm bad, I'm evil, I'm a sinner. For me, what it represents is death and resurrection is like, it's something that we all go through. It's there are a lot of critics of Christianity today will point out that the idea of death and resurrection did not begin with Christianity, and that you had Osiris and Dionysus, and the death and resurrection, the dying and resurrecting God is like a common theme in all the world's religions. And a lot of people use that to say, well, see, this proves Christianity is bullshit, which is so missing the point. The point is that we all is that transformation comes by dying to oneself and being resurrected in a higher form. When I look at a crucifix, what I see is that's my ego on the cross. That's all my attachments, all my hang-ups, all the things that are holding me back, and then that death unto oneself gives life in a new form. The accounts of the resurrection in the New Testament, talk about it in a way that it's not just Jesus coming back in the body, in the same body he was in. It's his new light body. It's like he comes back not as Jesus but as Christ. And so that's kind of how, when he says, I am the way, the truth, the light, no one comes to the Father but by me, he's talking as Christ, as the resurrection. That by the path of death and resurrection, we too will achieve unity with God. And a lot of even Jesus's message during his ministry kind of reflects this. He talks about taking up one's cross to follow him. He says, "Whoever shall seek his life shall lose it, and whoever shall lose his life shall preserve it." And that's the point: is being willing to let go, being willing to sacrifice, one's egoic attachments in order to achieve a higher transcendence. And in a sense, we die and resurrect ourselves in every moment. John Locke talks about time as perpetual perishing. That each moment dies and goes away to the next moment. But the thing is, each moment is also preserved in the present moment. That each moment, every moment that dies is resurrected in the new moment, which is infused with this new novelty, this new freshness of spirit. So, I guess this kind of responds to what Mr. Kurt was saying recently when he was talking about how, enlightenment and losing one's ego and all this stuff comes not through one's own effort, but through the grace but through getting out of your way. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. But I think it's also, I'd be careful about who I told that to, because I think there are some who would misinterpret that. Because some people think, well, it means you don't have to put any effort into spiritual enlightenment. And I say, no, I think what you need to do, you do need to put the effort into getting out of your way. And so, with meditation, you don't have to put the effort into achieving the kind of insights that you get with meditation, but you have to put the effort into taking the time out of your day to do it. So, yeah, I guess I just want to say that I think symbols like the crucifix help us see something in them that is beyond ourselves, that is some goal which is not in the world, but kind of lies up ahead. I think Christianity is based on what in Hinduism is known as the bhakti path. By giving your life over to Christ, which a lot of people see as kind of a slave morality. It's actually, it's actually similar to what a lot of people in the East do with gurus. They give their life over to that person and put their salvation, their enlightenment in their hands. And I think that kind of surrender is actually an empowering thing, and that by doing so you attain a higher will. That there's kind of, in a sense, we have a will. We are able to make choices, but it's like by sacrificing the will of the moment, we gain, we let spirit enter us and have a more transcendental will, a resurrected will, which is the will of spirit. So I guess I'll leave it there for now. Peace.